back with another episode of Real Life Movie Talk. It is your boy Chris.
Blockbuster Ben here. What's up?
John.
Sweet.
John. It's John.
You ever screw that up and do podcast thing on it?
I've done it on the podcast.
Because when you start every time, that's all I for some reason, I just hear...
No, since the Duff interview, I've been pretty on point with how I'm going to do intros, so...
All right.
Yeah.
Duff scared the nerves out of me.
Oh, man. So here we are. We're back, right? And we're going to jump right into these snacks because we've got a big episode ahead of us. And I want to say this is our first homemade treat on the show.
For you guys that don't know, today is International Shepherd's Pie Day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I was completely prepared for the snacks this week, and I made homemade Mexican-style shepherd's pie.
Yeah. What's in it?
It's also a Mexican day,
Yeah.
so just perfect.
You're welcomes. It is ground beef. You use the spicy taco seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
We do 2 packs of loaded baked potatoes, or mashed potatoes, chipotle corn with green beans. You add half a cup of salsa and half a can of diced jalapenos. Put that on over top of the ground beef in a big pan. Put the mashed potatoes on top, and cheese, and then the rest of the can of jalapeno peppers on top of that bad boy.
It's delicious, John.
Thank you.
It is very good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, did you say you put seasoning in this?
No.
It tastes very seasoned. I don't know if it's
just the ground beef.
individual. Oh,
The taco seasoning.
It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Because it gives it a good flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy taco seasoning. This is one of my favorite things in the world, honestly.
It's
I can eat this for all of my meals, warm and cold. That's why it was one of my favorite things, because my job doesn't always allow for microwaves, depending on where I'm at. So
This is good right here.
You need a versatile food like that.
Audience, this is
They write that recipe now.
top notch. Top notch over here. Man, that's good because I haven't had dinner yet, so this is perfect. While we're snacking, have you guys watched anything recently? Any besides the James Bond movies, obviously.
What is that? Kodiak?
Zodiac?
Zodiac.
The
The
Celtic?
serial killer movie?
I just watched that.
Oh, for the first time?
Yeah, because it's trending on.
Spoiler alert, no one knows who he is.
It's trending.
Still,
on,
huh?
I don't know. I got like 30 minutes left, so
Okay.
I spoiled it.
You didn't know they never caught the Zodiac killer?
No.
Oh. Yeah, him and Tupac's killer are just chilling somewhere.
Yeah. Or it is Tupac's killer.
Probably.
If it was, though, he would have called and said he did it. It's kind of an interesting movie. I fell asleep to it the other morning coming home, and I started to watch it earlier, actually, and I dozed off again. It's not bad, though.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it, right?
No, it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is one of the other
I
reporters.
thought he was in it. Yeah, I thought so.
And then there's I started another movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, too, where he's a...
Oh,
Guilty?
the 911 operator.
Guilty?
The
Yeah.
Prince of Persia.
That's it.
How was that? Because that was kind of good.
So, again, I watch these movies when I come home from work. So I started it.
You sleep
Honestly, I was so tired that when I started the other movie
Uh-huh.
yesterday, I thought I was watching Guilty again. They were, if you watch one movie, it'll suggest it for you, like Jake Gyllenhaal shit, I guess. Next it'll be Spider-Man.
Yep.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I put it on, and like 10 minutes in, I'm like, it's in it. But I started watching that as well.
Okay.
And then Squid Games. Squid Games.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
Squid.
We watched one episode of that.
Do yourself a favor and watch it with the subtitles, because if you watch the English translation version, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Everybody, did you see that show Dark?
The German show.
Yes.
I've seen like one season.
Okay. Did you ever try to watch it with the translation?
Dude,
Or
I
did you
won't watch dub shit.
Oh, okay.
I have to watch it in the language it was filmed in.
So I'll tell you
Even
that
cartoons?
every single voice in Dark
Uh-huh.
is the same person, except for the woman,
Really?
and they're the same person.
Huh.
So you see like the kid, and then he's talking to another, and it's all the same person.
That's why he's reading a book.
That's how Squid Game is. I try, because I was at work and I'm trying to like do other stuff while
Yeah.
but you can't. You don't get any of the emphasis, and like it's very monotone. So just read it. It's kind of a wild concept.
That first episode was a little crazy. Once I got into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
You watched the whole thing? Start to finish. Oh, okay.
I noticed something in the first.
Is it worth continuing?
In the first episode that I'm hoping. I seen something in the first episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when they show the bunks.
Okay. All right.
I noticed something when there was.
Yeah, it gets pretty cool.
All right.
So societal breakdowns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to feel bad for the people going through it, but then you're like, well, they had the chance. They actually volunteered to get out and then volunteered to go back in. So kind of warn you at this point.
They go back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Or the season would have just ended after the first episode.
Yeah.
Turns out the guy that's running the whole thing is a Zodiac killer.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's good. I was like, Chris, you're not about to say that, right? Like, I thought you were about to just spoil it. I was like,
It's the only American voice you hear.
Like
I've heard so far.
Like I did say I only watched one episode, right?
Well, for all we know, it could be.
The guy that wrote it has been trying to get the movie out, the series out for like the last 9 years.
Really?
And he's been getting denied. And now it's going to be the highest grossing and most watched series or film on Netflix ever.
I wonder why it changed. Like what changed?
I don't know.
What got it greenlit?
Disney got denied for 5-10 years about it.
Most everyone does.
Yeah. Okay.
And what counts as a denial? Like, hey, I'm going to start writing a screenplay.
No.
You let me in. Nah.
Right. Well, I guess he took it to producers and they were like, "This is a dumbass idea." Good.
This has entered the Clean Plate Club.
Nice.
I got binging with Babish for all you Babish fans.
You see how I bantered there so my boys could eat.
Oh, yeah.
So you had to feed the team. That's not my talking.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I watched Squid. That was good. Definitely worth watching. I watched it dubbed because I listen to movies like that. Like, I don't pay a whole lot of attention visually because if it's not in English, it's going to mess me up anyway.
Is what I'm saying making sense though?
Yeah, for sure. Because I've read a lot of the subtitles. I do subtitles also. But the subtitles didn't match up with what they were saying.
You're a psychopath.
And the funny thing is I was watching episodes where they would say stuff, and then I would just say how it's supposed to be said in English. They would say, "Man, I'm not sure why you tried that color there," and I went, "Didn't like that color." And then it would jump to like another line. I did it for one whole episode. I was cracking myself.
So that's how
You're having your own semi-series in your head.
I was reading it, listening to it, and then writing how it was supposed to go.
Do you have any retention of that episode?
Hey, why would you shoot that bullet there? Don't shoot that. It was fucking funny.
That is funny, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're not drinking tonight. I was exhausted. I needed an energy drink. Chris has literally nothing. And John's, what, we got water in there?
You have that pina colada. Bang. I'll never drink that.
Okay.
I didn't want to take your last birthday present.
I tried the key lime one today.
And?
Don't like it.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't really like key lime.
real quick, I just want to mention it. I'm going to talk about more in the podcast. Met an American hero today. Sat down, listened to him talk. We're in a closed room, like the Baltimore Illuminati. It is the author of The Operator, Robert O'Neill.
Pretty cool.
He killed Osama bin Laden. That guy. I shook his hand, signed my book, told me not to quit. I said, I'm not a quitter. Also, I don't know. I could quit. Who knows? Awesome. Very inspiring. He gave clues as to what was real and what wasn't in the movie. Zero Dark 30.
SEAL Team 6?
Zero Dark 30. Yeah, he was on SEAL Team 6. He's been on a few great missions, notable ones.
SEAL Team 6.
He rescued the lone survivor. He was a part of the mission that rescued Mark Wahlberg, so thank you for Mark Wahlberg having his life. He also rescued Captain Phillips. He was part of that team.
Thank God,
So,
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, here alive.
Yep.
Got this guy to thank for it.
Small resume.
Wild. And I thought it was pretty cool because he's like the American version of James Bond, which is who we're reviewing.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
That is really awesome.
And we should do Zero Dark 30 maybe or something.
At some point.
At the end of
You
the
gotta
movie,
ask me.
we can kind of match up what he said was real and what wasn't.
Yeah. Cool. I'm
But
into that.
is this book his life?
Yeah,
Or is
it's
it
the
like
memoir.
the Zero Dark 30?
Yeah, the whole situation with killing Bin Laden.
This is just Bin Laden, not the other stories. Okay.
Cool. All right.
Awesome, though. It was a great experience. Also spoke to Muggsy Bogues. Good dude. Illuminati,
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the podcast.
Chris is getting so rich,
connecting that.
he comes in late now.
Yeah.
Don't bring drinks. This is being
I texted real early. Said, "Hey, is anyone stopping for beer?" They were like, "Nah." I'm like, "Oh, all right."
and then bring anything to drink.
How could I have time?
Yeah, he didn't have time. Illuminati.
I'm wearing my work pants still.
All right, let's jump into this, guys.
So then,
Let's do Skyfall first. Obviously, that's the next one chronologically. Came out in 2012, rated PG-13, 2 hours, 23 minutes, which is, perfect. Like the length, we're back where we need to be, Directed by Sam Mendes. He directed a bunch. He's got a bunch of movies. Road to Perdition being one with Tom Hanks, and most recently 1917, the World War I movie that was filmed all as one shot.
I thought that was no, never mind. That's Dunkirk. What's it called?
Dunkirk. Written by Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, John Logan, like all the names that like we've seen. So there, I think it's a pool of guys that are like the same. There may be one or two variations, but mostly the same writers on all these movies. And the plot is basically Bond's loyalty is tested when M's past comes back to haunt her. MI6 is attacked at the beginning of the movie. And Bond comes out of quote-unquote hiatus to investigate the situation.
Right.
Daniel Craig obviously back as Bond. Naomi Harris is introduced as Eve. Judi Dench, M. Ralph Fiennes is introduced as a new character, Gareth Mallory. And there's a few other people. Ben Whishaw, Rory Kinnear, Tanner, he's still in it. Supporting character Kincaid, played by Albert Finney, who was great. And then one of the Bond girls, Severine, played by Berenice Marlowe. So that's a little breakdown of it. And right off the bat, I just got to say that this one. Last week I said if it's not Casino Royale, it's this one for me. And
okay.
I thought it. It's great. Yeah. It's so good. It's such an emotional roller coaster. The dynamic between Bond and M and how the relationship gets tested, and the action sequences are there. The movie's long enough for the story to develop like it should. I don't know. I loved it.
The conversations are there.
Yeah.
The character dynamic is there again.
Yep.
The bad guy was a bad guy worth it.
Great villain.
And he had that. He's the villain like where you can almost agree with him. Those are my like Thanos and the Joker. Like
you see where he's coming from.
It's he is crazy. He does go too far, but he does have a point, and and why he's pissed off.
Yeah,
he does a great crazy.
Yeah.
I see both sides because you hear what he says, but then when M finally tells you what actually happened, you're like, oh well, actually, I don't know. But the whole thing, right, is that she loses at the beginning of this. The opening sequence is this incredible chase through Istanbul after this guy who stole this like hard drive with a secret list on it. It contains every NATO agent's name that's like embedded in terrorist cells throughout the world. So they lose this list. So then the real setup to the movie is that like M's on her way out, kind of like she's basically going to get fired.
Forced retirement.
Yes. Yeah.
Political aspect of everything gets involved in.
Yeah.
She's getting pushed out.
Well, and I think that his hands are kind of tied in it too, which you kind of find out.
The Gareth Mallory's character, he's the.
Seems like he's on her side.
He shows it in the
yes,
movie.
yeah.
His hands are kind of tied.
He's the chairman of Intelligence and Security Committee.
Right. And
so it's like
he's the one who's answering for everything that they do.
He has to report
to the what's her name?
The Prime Minister?
The Prime Minister, yeah. Yep, the Minister. He's the one who goes to the board.
Is it Intelligence Minister? I don't think it's the Prime Minister. It's somebody high up. I forget the official title. But, so he's like, damn, I'm here. And it's, so there's a lot going on. I think it's a great story as well. The opening, the title sequence song, Adele, it's a great song.
They crush all the songs in the intros to these movies.
Yeah.
I love every one of them.
I mean, back in the day, they got big names, right? But like growing up watching the old ones, it's like you don't know.
Right.
But when they're getting these huge names now, it's like, man, it's pretty cool that like Adele's British too, so it makes sense.
Right. Who's doing the new one? Do we know?
It was Billie Eilish. The song came out last year.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, it was Billie Eilish. But like, and the song is great. Right.
Okay.
But the song has been out for a year because the movie was supposed to come out last year.
But given a song context like that in a movie, it changes it completely. Because I could probably hear that Adele song a dozen times.
Oh, yeah.
It's same with this Billie Eilish song. I don't know the song that you're talking about, but as soon as you put it in a movie and give it, that intro,
like that Kanye West on the intro to Hangover.
Oh yeah.
Wait till I get my money right. Wow.
Oh,
it makes the song so much.
Whoa, that's my favorite song now.
Yeah, I am waiting like very patiently to hear this because it's called No Time to Die. Same
You
title.
never heard the song?
No, I've heard the song.
Okay.
But to what John just said, see it within the context of the movie, or
Right.
hear it within the context of the movie.
Sure.
So that's
a crazy intro.
No one does movie songs like Will Smith, though. Look at wow.
Son,
Look at wow, wow.
we watched Men in Black to go to sleep last night. Yeah. Oh man. Anything? I mean, what else? What else do you guys think? Like, just overall, do you fit as far as like? Do you think it redeemed Quantum? Like being as though we came off the heels of like an okay one. Like, where do you think this fits in? Like, they picked it back up, in my opinion. It was like, clearly we had writers again. Mm-hmm. You know,
I liked it.
the movie itself.
I don't think it's as good as Casino Royale. I'll say that.
No,
I don't think it's as good as Casino Royale, but I don't think it's a whole lot worse than it either.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
I think it's way better than Quantum of Solace. It's definitely the second best one.
I agree with that as well.
Okay, Quantum of Solace is the second one,
Yeah.
and then Spectre's the last one.
Yes, I think it's better than Spectre as well.
I would also agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think seeing Quantum of Solace last and this now, I don't know that. I think maybe it does give it a nudge for me, but I haven't seen Casino Royale that long ago, so it still has a spot there.
Yep.
The character build again, like with James Bond and M, and like introducing some of the new people that are going to be in the future ones. Like, I like everybody that's getting introduced now, the filming now is better. The gadgets and the cars and the digital effects and the fight scenes, like all of that has gotten significantly better over the last two.
And I like how they eased into it. It wasn't like, it goes from Casino Royale to where there's really no gadgets.
Right.
And I don't know if there were even many in Quantum. But then here comes this one, right? We have the introduction of the character Q, right? The quartermaster, the new quartermaster. From all the historic...
And how they meet is awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Like the way they meet was awesome. But it's just small gadgets.
Yeah.
It's just the fact, like, it's a gun that can only be fired with Bond's palm print, right? And maybe there was one other thing. A couple little things in the car, but like, it's not huge. And then we'll get to it in the next one. But like, ooh, there's a few more.
Did you
things.
expect exploding pen or something?
Yeah, I love that.
Really
Love that
good
one.
at
Like,
it,
the Easter eggs in this for a Bond fan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're out of control.
Yes.
So do you guys want to jump into some spoilers? Do we have anything else?
Go with spoilers.
Okay, cool. Spoiler alert. Okay, it's 2012, right? That's when the movie
Bond
came out.
dies.
So
End of the series.
yeah, so that's like, to jump into the likes, right? One of my big ones was like the Easter eggs, right? Mm-hmm. Naomi Harris is introduced at the beginning as Eve.
Mm-hmm.
That's who she is. She's out on the mission with Bond, and you kind of like, oh, there's another agent. She was billed as like a Bond girl. Because there's typically two. There's another Bond girl in the movie, but she's billed as a Bond girl, and you're like, okay. And then you kind of see that like she goes through something, and she's not necessarily cut out. Like, ooh, is she gonna be able to cut it as
She
a
has
secret?
feelings.
Yes,
That's her problem.
And so then you fast forward all the way to the end, and you find out who she is. Bond's like, hey, we've never formally been introduced. She's like, oh yeah, Eve, and or Eve Moneypenny, and you're like, oh, the
You this whole time?
Yes. Yeah. So for any Bond fan, Moneypenny is a pivotal character in the series. Like, and the way they introduced her like that, nobody knew that was coming. Yeah,
So
nobody knew that was
It
coming.
doesn't hit me very well.
Right. You know the older movies better, and I don't remember. I thought that part of their dynamic was Moneypenny never gave it up to
Yeah,
James.
she did. That was the whole.
She does in this.
That's it. I would.
So I said the same thing to Jen last night.
Yeah.
When we watched the movie, at first I didn't realize who she was.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who she was when it first started, and then as it progressed, I was like, oh yeah, this is, and I was like, she doesn't know, but like out loud, I'm like, I don't remember. I thought that was like their whole thing, like Moneypenny, Bond and them had like that love each other but never had sex relationship. But then she goes and
She shaves his face, but
Yeah,
they
and
don't say.
well, they don't say it.
But I don't think they did.
I don't know.
Her whole thing the whole
Yeah.
time was like,
Yeah.
she plays with him, and it's that
Yeah, yeah.
innuendo,
Yes.
and that like just close enough, but not getting it. Like I never.
It's a friend zone where they talk about sex stuff, but they don't
Yeah.
do sex because
Yeah.
there's this line in Spectre.
Yeah, I never was convinced that they did.
Right. Yeah, they don't ever show it like they do
Yeah.
with the rest of the
I
girls.
thought they banged.
No, I
You would
didn't.
think that they do.
Weren't they on the bed after that? Like, not clothed.
No, it's just somewhere else. They're just somewhere else.
Yeah, they don't ever. I think they're in like the casino.
Yeah.
Then it fast forwards and they're at the casino or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So I think it's just one of those things where it's like it's always kind of in your
Right.
head. But so anyway, that was one of the major ones for me. It's like they introduced her, Q, and just
I'm so glad they made Q young.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
you can keep him, and I like his character a lot. You can keep him through a few of the movies.
The red leather door.
Right. Yeah.
That was like that door is.
And it's perfect for today's technology because young people grew up with computers.
Yep. What about you guys? Like,
We're doing likes.
yeah.
I don't know any of the historical stuff, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
weird for me. It's like going to see a Batman movie but never knowing who Batman was before.
Right.
So when the Joker shows up and everyone gets all excited, I don't know to get excited because I don't know anything about these movies. So I didn't catch any of the spoiler or Easter eggs, but
Yeah.
I mean, as far as spy movies go, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of chase scenes. Bond is known for the chase scenes.
I love him.
He does appear to be getting better at trailing people. Which is
Yeah.
His tracking skills have gotten significant.
Yeah, and we don't know the timeline between Quantum of Solace and this either, but it's I would say a little bit of time has gone by. I don't know how much. That opening chase sequence, dude. That opening one in Istanbul was awesome. I literally gasped when the first time I saw it when he gets shot and he fall. I was like, and he just falls. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like I wasn't gonna.
Told you about it, Dodge.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. That was a wild.
The whole movie, I thought Moneypenny did that on purpose.
Yeah. What about you, John? Any what do you got? Likes, specific, spoilers. What do we got?
So, I agree with some of what you said. I like how they introduced a lot of these new characters to help set you up for the future of it. Honestly, I love near the end. I love the dude Kincaid. That's like one of my favorite characters in this one.
The
You get to find out a little more about his past and why they call the movie Skyfall. And
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Dude, that's another thing that I wrote
the
down.
gatekeeper.
yeah,
Gamekeeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
The guy that had the estate.
yeah,
That was
sure
there.
that watched over the estate.
Yeah.
Kincaid. I love his character. One of the things I didn't like, honestly, is that you don't. I think you get to see him enough, but I wish there was a little bit more. Just because he's hilarious.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
One thing I really did like, and I guess I could talk about this on the next movie, but that he's a secret agent. And he always introduces himself by his real name.
Yeah.
The whole time because I don't know the backstory, I'm thinking that's just an agent name. Like, this is so you can tell people who you are.
Yeah.
But then you find his backstory in this movie and no, that's him.
It's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
what's your name?
Yeah.
Bond, James Bond.
I wrote that down because there's this idea out there that's not actually his
Right.
real name.
Yeah.
But I feel like they put that to bed here where it's
Yeah, in
like
the movie.
no,
Aaron Bond. His father.
these are his
Right.
parents'
Right.
names on this headstone,
Yeah.
and I love the idea that that's actually he's an actual
Yeah.
person. I love that.
I love that he's cocky enough to tell everyone who he is.
That
even though
too,
he's
man.
A huge secret agent.
Yep.
He's done that in a few of the movies.
Yeah.
That's James Bond.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
a couple ago when he was what was it? Was it Casino Royale? Casino Royale was supposed to introduce himself as somebody else, and they make a whole
as soon
story.
as
He
they
just
get
comes
there.
right up like I'm James Bond.
You'll find the
he's
reservation under beach.
He's just so right. He's like he's just confident, like you were the other night when we were playing duty. He's challenging anything at any given time.
I was
you know?
on one. I was on one.
Ben's
Yeah, after the
Ben's
Ravens
energy
game.
the other night
Yeah.
was so high. It was higher than when he drank that energy drink.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I got on there. He's like, "What's up, motherfucker? You ready to go?" I was like, "Jesus Christ, man!"
Ravens just won.
Let's go.
I just won $80
Right.
playing darts. Like I was fired up.
One or two beers, probably.
Couple
have
beers.
been had.
Actually, no beers, mostly shots.
Even
Orange
better.
Crushers, yeah.
Even better. And I like the villain. And it's like I said before. I think I love the story, his whole entire story.
Mm-hmm.
I love the interaction between these like they always just kill off all the people that aren't important in the fight scenes, but like the respect that the A#1 James Bond, prototypical good guy, and the A#1 bad guy, and it's like they don't kill each other. He unties his hands, he walks with him, tells him the story because like he really thinks that what he's doing is right, and he has the respect for James. Like they're both so confident that no matter like he's not going to handcuff you. He wants to beat you straight up. You know what I mean?
And like because you find out he used to be in the 00 program as well.
He was a
That's what I'm saying. He used to be in the program.
I was better than you in my prime.
Yeah. So that's
which is awesome to me. Just them two sitting in the chair, and he's like, "M's never lied to me." And he's like, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "How'd you do on your test?" And he's like, "Fail." Like he's trying to bring him over to, you know.
I think that's one and I'll get to it because I have that written down as far as like favorite scenes and stuff. So if you guys want, do you have any dislikes? Okay, we can do some dislikes, and then we'll jump into lines and favorite scenes and stuff too. So go ahead. I don't have any dislikes for this movie. Nothing that I feel like I need to highlight anyway. I couldn't.
Mine is always like, go ahead. All I'm gonna say is mine is always like action stuff. Stupid shit.
Mine's not action stuff in this actually. It's kind of plot related.
Okay.
I don't like that the villain, amazing,
Silva.
great actor,
Javier Bardem,
perfect in this role, great backstory, and he challenges Bond. They started off with this gun scene about shooting shot glass off a girl's head, which was amazing.
One of my favorite lines.
Awesome. But when it comes down to it, it's never him versus Bond. Like they don't get that moment together. It's him running away from Bond or Bond running away from him in situations. And I wanted to see them show up and just one-on-one figure out who's better.
like a fist fight.
I just feel like it's anything. I feel like they miss an opportunity there.
Okay.
Can I say one thing to that?
Sure.
Only because I love that idea, but I feel like they were obvious about why that didn't happen, because in that first scene where he's tied up, he talks to him about, don't your knees hurt from all this running around? And he's like, why do that so much anymore? I think he's trying to dictate to him there that he's not in the condition to do that. He doesn't train anymore. He doesn't run anymore. He doesn't fight anymore.
He fights with a computer.
Right, and then later on, even then, when he's on the ice, he says something similar to it. He's like, "Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of running?" Yeah. Like, I think he's trying, without saying it, like if they have all that, dialect between the two, and then he holds his own against Bond, that would seem dumb.
Mm-hmm. Like, you could wound Bond first or something. You can figure out what to do. But he does say when he has him, he's like, I know you're not in your prime anymore. So he points out that Bond's not in his prime anymore. He says, even when you were, I was better. Yeah. Like, I just wanted that to come to some sort of...
Yeah, that would have been cool if they fist fought. Yeah. I get you, though.
And, the second criticism I had.
I threw him off.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I feel like they miss an opportunity in this movie for a double cross anywhere. Like the first Casino Royale movie, one of the best things about it was what happened to James with Cypress or whatever.
Vesper.
It's almost
Cypress.
Nailed it.
There's a bunch of the same letters though. he just anagrammed them.
That was hilarious.
I know some of these words.
But Cypress, like the tree.
There hasn't been a double cross since that happened, like at all. And my brain always wants to know what exciting that I'm not going to see coming happens. And you kind of get it in the next one, but not really. She knew that was going to happen.
For sure.
So it's like, I want a little bit of mystery in my mystery spy movie.
Okay. I think the intrigue was more about what was the history between Silva and M. I think that's where the mystery was, like trying to find out what exactly happened between them. That's where the mystery was for me. Like, what could she have done to him that was so bad that he was a traitor, and now he's this supervillain? That's what I was looking at the whole way through.
You said it at the beginning of this. You thought that the girl shot him on purpose, which would make sense for your story.
Yeah, that would have made a lot of sense to me, because what if she did shoot him on purpose? All that could have fit right together. Right. I didn't know it was Money Penny. Whatever her name is, I didn't know she was like a pivotal Bond character. Yeah. But at the time, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to find out that she did it on purpose, because that drama will be real. Yeah.
That's my least favorite part of the whole movie.
When she shoots him?
Yeah. She shoots him, and then it's like it just stops. The other guy just stands up. Why does she not?
She definitely could have shot him.
Yeah. She has so much time.
You got 30 miles.
You got another 1,000 yards. Like, oh shit, I shot Bond. Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. Like, the only thing that I need to worry about hitting's gone.
Right. Oh shit, I hit Bond. Now I just got a target still on top of a train going 100 miles an hour. I didn't get him, man. The other guy's right here. See you later.
She got down like this.
All right. Pop. She could have fucking
screw this. I quit.
She could have threw the gun at him.
Quit this job.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
Listen,
those are the little things,
that's
like
a
him
fair-
not being able to pull himself up into one. And this, like, she shoots him, it's like, bah, bah, bah. It's like one, you gave one bullet to the girl or something like that. Is this it? Was it a golden gun?
That's a fair point. Okay, she could have shot him a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's.
I get it, you shot
Maybe
Bob,
she's in
but the
shock,
best way
but yeah.
the best way to make up for that, even if you're in shock, just do something. Give
Yeah.
me something with her missing and him jumping inside of the train or anything.
I thought about what my second criticism was while we were talking. It was the fact that this entire movie, in that situation, is all based around the central plot of M having to do what is necessary to get the mission accomplished.
Yeah.
She knew Bond was at risk there, and she said, take the shot, we need this, and Bond got hit. So it makes M look like she's responsible. This guy wants to get M because this guy had been tortured because of something M did. And M said, you have to do what you have to do for the sake of the mission. And I didn't like that Bond failed all of his tests, and she passed it.
Well, she says she knew that he would. I mean, she does say, she's like, I always knew that
You talking about the scene at the end?
Yeah.
But she's so to the point with everything. And that's who she is, and that explains her actions.
But did you
that when it comes to breaking protocol for this, she's just like,
Well, she did do it for herself too. You got to remember when he takes her when they leave the conference or the meeting with the ambassador, and Bond gets in the car and takes it with it, and he's like, we're killing too many people or whatever. And she's like, you're going to use me as bait, and he just looks in the mirror at her, and she accepts the fact that she also has to do the thing, basically put herself out there. So it's not like she just does.
no, she's making the hard decisions.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I'm just
saying.
I thought you were.
No, I love that she makes the hard decisions. What I was concerned with is that in that moment where she said he passed, why not just let him pass? Why make it a character flaw for her that he's out there? Or like a little, I really do care about you after you just set him up to get shot and didn't blink an eye. It confused my brain while I was watching, and I thought it was worth mentioning.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, well, did you catch why I wouldn't say she even betrayed Silva, but you know why she did that, right? He started going rogue and doing his own thing.
He signed the contract.
And the Chinese knew that.
Yeah.
The Chinese knew that, and they're like, hey, we know, she's like, all right, gave him up.
He did a backdoor deal on it.
Yeah.
He was basically going rogue.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you do at that point? Like, at the risk, you risk, like,
1 to save 6.
No, I understand why she did it. Sure.
Yeah, I would never. Those are tough. Talk about tough decisions.
Like dropping a bomb.
Yeah.
Shouldn't been Laden.
So anyway, lines and scenes. Favorite lines, favorite scenes.
Okay.
Go first, man.
Yeah. So you kind of said it already, but like one of the best scenes in the entire movie is when Bond gets to the island with Silva, and the introduction of the villain. This is the first time you meet him, and just the conversation and their interaction. It's so tense, and then they take him out and they do the duel with the revolvers and the shot on the shot glass on top of her head. She knows I think she got on that boat to go out. She knew she was dead. I think regardless.
She was dead no matter what.
Yeah.
She knew when she was in the bar and her hand was shaking.
Hit the shot glass.
She was in the bar and no, he shooting her no matter what.
He was shooting her. I agree with that.
Well, Bond pretty much says why he didn't shoot the shit with the shot glass.
What did you guys think of the moment where, because this got blown up again recently, people were trying to say James Bond is a bisexual and blah, 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 blah.
What makes you think this is my first time?
That's that line. So there's a moment, because Silva is, to me, he's built as a gay character.
Very
Right?
flamboyant.
And he's got Bond sitting in the chair and he starts, creeping his hands up his thighs and then reaching inside his shirt. And he says something along the lines of, what would you do to get the mission done? First time for everything, blah, 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 blah. And Bond's like, what makes you think this is my first time? And people took that and ran with it, man. And were like, oh, James Bond is gay and he's bisexual, blah, blah, blah. And that's, I didn't look at it that way. To me, I looked at it as he's saying what he's got to say to get the job done in the moment.
Yeah, they didn't show a boner when he showed his face.
Right. People would just make something out of nothing, I felt like. And I was like...
It could also be something.
Right. It could also be something.
It doesn't change it at all for me.
No. It's just, to me, that it was why make... When that line happened, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. Whatever. If you had to do something to accomplish the mission...
That's what I was going to say.
He's the kind of guy that's going to do it. But I think to try to make it a thing is why are we doing this? Just enjoy the movie, watch the movie. If you did something, don't put it. Why are we putting labels on? Labels kill me sometimes, man.
I love it. I think he's a homosexual now.
Great, cool.
I will say this.
Show's over.
I will say this.
He got no mind.
I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel Craig was bisexual or just homosexual. And I wanted to make a reference to that in the podcast, so we're not going to bring it into this.
Okay.
There's things about that guy that make me question. And I'm okay either way. Like I said, if
it
James
beer
Bond
flies?
if James Bond was bisexual or homosexual, wouldn't change my opinion of him at all.
He would be a better 007, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, whole.
You know?
Two
Yeah, I guess. I mean, again, I don't. I think if it had
changes your range.
If it went down to, if it came down to it,
Because
he would
not
do
every
whatever. Yeah.
not every villain is going to be straight. So there might be one where he's got to sleep his way in with a man.
Yeah.
I mean, $20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
When it boils down to it, okay.
My favorite line
So,
was.
did you even do a favorite line? Is that your favorite
I didn't do a
scene?
line. That was just my scene. I have a couple lines, but you got. We can.
sorry.
No, we can rotate around. Go ahead.
So my favorite line in the whole movie was the lady that shot Bond on the train. Money
Penny.
penny.
Money banks.
Not a lot of money in pennies. So shoots him, hits him. Everyone thinks he's dead. He spends time on sabbatical, comes back, sees her again, and they're kind of quick little banters.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm sorry, that wasn't my best." And he went, "Not sure I could have survived your best." And just kept walking out.
Yeah, that was good.
It's like a quick way of saying like, whatever you tried, it's fine. But
Yeah.
like, you almost killed me with not your best.
Yeah. And they do it again on the roof at the very, very end. She's not going back in the field. So that's good for both our lives. Or something
Yeah. That was good.
My favorite line is, I gotta read it, is when
Yes, something right here.
is it right here? When they get to his parents' place and they're going out in the field and they're practicing shooting, and he's talking to Kincaid. And he walks up to Kincaid. Kincaid says, "So who are we going against?" So who are we going against? James Bond says, "There's no we. This isn't your fight." Kincaid goes, "Try and stop me, you jumped up little shit." I just love that dude. Like, he's just like an old school, mind your business.
Yeah.
I've been watching you since you were pissing your pants. You ain't going to tell me what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Style guy. Like, it's the only person other than M that knows, well, at least in this movie so far, that knows James Bond for who he is. You know what I mean? So like that was my. I wish we got a little bit more with him, because we could have learned a lot more about James Bond's character. And you do get more in the next movie, you really do. But like, that guy's known him since he's born.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus he's hilarious. You know, he's just like
great,
an old dude saying exactly. You know, those old people don't have no filters.
Sure.
And I really like this character.
Yeah, and one of my lines that I wrote down, I thought you were going to say it, but it's in the same that ending sequence at his parents' house. I forget the lead-in, but he says, some men are coming to kill us. We're going to kill them first. Yeah. I was like, that's awesome. I love that.
The scene that you were talking about where they're shooting at the scotch. He's like, "So what do you think of that, James?" He said, "I think that was a waste of really good scotch."
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I don't know why I love that so much. I was like, God, he's so fucking hard.
Because it's right after Silva shoots this woman.
Yeah, right in her face.
Like, doesn't even try to hit the glass.
Yeah,
Just
right in her face.
I lose. Yeah, like woo, jeesh. That was a great one.
Yeah.
M has a really good one when she basically at the beginning gets fired. And Mallory tells her, like, leave with some dignity, you're going to retire full honors, blah, blah, blah. She goes, to hell with dignity, I'll leave when the job's done. Yeah. And, I think that's why her and Bond have such a respect for each other, because they're going to do what needs to be done.
They're the same people.
Yeah, I mean, I love their dynamic, man. And then, fast forward to the end, we talked about it a little bit, man, when at the gunfight at this house, when she gets shot, there's a shootout, right? There's bullets that fly near her, and you don't know right away until later you see blood. You're like,
is that scene overly dark?
It was.
I was thinking about that yesterday.
You mean the actual lighting?
Yeah, when they're outside of the house and it's on fire, it's like you can't see shit.
But
not that it wouldn't be dark there, but
Yeah.
if there was a house that on fire in the middle of a field that's dark, it would be bright.
At first,
Bright enough to see.
And when I like the way they did what they did with the lighting, like the orange glow.
Yeah, the glow. And it was misty out or whatever, but it was like, I even paused my TV to check it was on
the settings,
because I was like, it seemed like it was like VHS quality. I'm like,
it's so dark. It's like this black box.
It was like blurry. I'm like, it just seemed like
we're watching Green Knight all over.
That's exactly what came to my mind. I'm like, why are they making this overly dark? I really want to see some of what's happening in the background. I get the smoke, I get the fog of nighttime, but a fire. I mean, look how much a small ass fire can light up. You've been to field parties. A fire this big will light up, 60, 80 feet around it.
Down Bruce Wayne's mansion, I can see everything. And that's the greatest detective that's ever lived.
That's true. I think I remember shedding a tear the first time I saw this when M died. It was like especially her last line is like, I did get one thing right. And that was, to me, that meant
letting her back in the field.
Letting Bond back in the field.
I agree with that.
Like that was man.
How intense was the scene where he takes the gun when he can't shoot her, and my favorite scene was that where he takes the gun and gives it to her and puts his head on her.
Oh,
head,
Silva?
And he says, shoot.
Ooh, yeah.
He said, take the shot so you can kill us both with the same
Yeah.
bullet. I was like, whoo!
Yeah.
Low-key, I kind of just wish she would have just been like,
That
God
would've
in
been
country.
badass.
God in
Yeah.
country. That's, well, I should have waited for it.
Fuck it up.
Go ahead, grab it. Grab the hat. Let's see what's up. What do we got?
You got one?
That's it.
Put it on and say that again.
Well, you guys didn't hear what I just
Say
said.
it again, baby.
At the end of the movie,
Yeah.
what's his kid?
Silva
catches up with M, and she's dying, and he's wanted to kill her, I guess, forever.
Long
because
time.
because he ended up. You guys will know he had a cyanide pill in his mouth. When he found out he got told on, he tried to bust it open. It didn't kill him. Messed his whole mouth up in his internal. So he's been all kinds of whatever. He hates her, and when he finally gets a chance to shoot her, he can't bring himself to do it because I don't know, probably a rush of emotions. So what he does was gives her a chance to be this, super agent.
Border.
Yeah, and gives her the gun, puts it to her head, and puts his head on the other side. And says he's like crying almost. I mean, it's just a powerful ass scene. He's like, do us a favor and kill us both with the same bullet. My director's hat is, it would have been badass if she actually pulls the trigger there and ends up, because she knows she's dying. You know what I mean? And this is a guaranteed chance that she's going to take this guy out, who's been nothing but a nuisance to them. This not just the entire movie, but for years and years and years since he was an agent. So I thought it would have been. I mean, you don't get the scene with Bond, you don't get the scene with Bond afterwards, but damn, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been wild. Yeah.
That little thing.
Yep. Chris, you got something?
If I'm doing this movie, you don't know until the very end that she's dead. She dies. I thought she was going to come back in the next one, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes back in the one after this. The one we're about to go see. But she probably won't. What I would have did, especially if I was a director knowing she's dying in this movie, I would have made her out to be worse of a person. Because all the decisions she made were justified. I wish there was an actual mistake. Like, he went rogue. They could have just taken that out. And she said, yeah, it was his life for 6 agents. I made the hard call and sent him. But it was 6 lives, or him, and I made the right call because he's a double agent. Like, if it was just a hard call, and she was actually the person that was portrayed in this movie, then her dying would have given her some relief, but also understood that she had to make hard decisions.
Like redemption.
It made it just seem like she was the good guy the whole time. I wish they would have let her bear some of the guilt.
I think she did.
I meant to the audience.
Yeah.
The audience was
I agree with you on that.
Oh, well, damn, she was...
Yeah.
I understand why she did it. I wish it would have been like, damn, yo, she just sold her boy out like that?
Yeah.
Or played on that character a little more throughout the movie. I wish they played on the relationship between...
Do you think that they kind of show that she has some remorse?
I got nothing.
Remorse in that because by giving Bond so many chances, even though he's
it's like
had some rogue scenarios, like she doesn't say it directly, but she's given Bond some chances where she's definitely getting grilled. I mean, Bond has made some, and you know it. He's made some very suspect decisions. Again, that's why I like this Daniel Craig.
I think her getting in the car was like her knowing she's going to probably die.
Well, yeah, I'm with that. I'm just saying, for the storyline, I wish she was actually just did this dude completely dirty.
Okay.
Without any reason.
Okay.
Like, they had 6 agents. I had him. I traded him for 6 agents, and I would do it again.
Okay. I got nothing as far as director's hat goes. I really just absolutely love this movie, and I'm hearing what you guys are saying. I think that would be cool, but neither one of these things would have changed how I feel about the movie. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I could change nothing with it. I'm just saying that would have been.
No, we're just playing a game. Yeah, I got it.
That was an intense scene, and that definitely would have been cool.
Yeah,
and what he's saying as well, just for her to not make the hard decision, even because that's not even really a hard decision.
Right.
She just chose a better, more evil option.
Right. Stop putting a little bit of frosting.
Yeah.
Oh, you traded him for him? Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, he's double agent. Oh. Oh man.
He leaves the toilet seat up.
Scores, gentlemen. Scores.
I have one. 8.7.
Where is
It's
it?
over there. It's over there.
8.7 for me.
8.7.
I really like this movie, and this is one I could definitely watch again.
What did you think, Casino Royale? High 8s as well?
8.9.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.9.
What do you got?
9.3.
God damn. What did you give Royale? 9.5?
9.5.
Yeah. Both too low.
7.7.
Okay.
It's respectable.
I liked it, but you guys are buying. This is different from me.
Okay. Hey, I ain't mad at it. It's all good. So there you go. Locked in. Scores. There they are. That's going to average out to somewhere in the mid-8s. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Right? Spectre.
Still another Bond movie.
Let's do another Bond movie.
We were supposed to watch 2 movies?
Oh, shit. Okay. So Spectre, which came out 3 years later, 2015, also rated PG-13, also 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 20 minutes. They brought Sam Mendes back to direct again, which was cool. And then some of the same writers, John Logan, Neil Purvis, Robert Wade, and someone named Jez Butterworth, which I think is kind of a cool name. Jez Butterworth.
That motherfucker comes from royalty.
So the plot of this movie is that I think there's nothing that I saw that was like confirmed, but we're like a few months past Skyfall. So there's a few months between the end of Skyfall and now this movie. Bond starts off, he's in Mexico City on what you find out almost immediately is a rogue mission based on a cryptic message he got from someone in his past to try to uncover, it puts him on the trail of what you find out to be is the organization that's been behind everything, right? So it starts off with this, sorry, before I jump into that, Daniel Craig is back, obviously. Ralph Fiennes, who is now M, he became M at the end of Skyfall. Ben Whishaw is back as Q. Naomi Harris is back as Moneypenny. And then you have a great supporting cast. Christoph Waltz, Leah Seydoux, who plays Madeline, one of the Bond girls. Dave Bautista is in it as the villain. Hinks is his name. Monica Bellucci is Lucia, another Bond girl. Andrew Scott is introduced as this new, intelligence C is what they call him in the movie. And then Tanner, Roy Kinnear is back as Tanner.
Can I just say one thing?
Well, I love his supporting character, by the way. He's just there. He does what he needs to do, and so anyway, yeah. Please go.
I forgot to say this about the last movie. I did not trust that guy who's now M in the last movie, but I like how when Bond makes them create a trail for him that only what's his name would find.
Yeah,
that dude comes in and he's like, they're like, oh shit, we're caught.
Yeah,
and he's like, this is a really good idea.
No, it's smart.
And they're like, what happens if they finds out, and he's like, I guess we're all bullocks or whatever he says. And I was like, finally, I kind of like this dude. He has an understanding that maybe M hasn't been, because he's seen it from the outside looking in. And
you also find out that he was a soldier at one point, and I think he earned Bond's respect in that courtroom shootout when the gun kind of falls across the floor. Instead of just turning around and running, he picks it up and starts fighting back.
He winks at him too when he shoots him.
Yeah. So anyway, here we go. Spectre, the plot, he's on the rogue mission, blah, 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 blah. We're into it. Oh man, wait a minute. It was something I was going to say. I started to get into something before I read the character list, and now I forgot what I was going to say. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Maybe it'll come to me, maybe it won't. But overall, I thought it was another great movie. Oh, hella good action scenes. Again, they brought...
Hella good.
Shout out to the intros of all these movies.
The
opening scene to every one of these is fire.
It jumps right in.
The opening sequence is this insane one shot as they're walking through the Day of the Dead in Mexico City. And it never stopped until the action really kicks off. But the whole him and this woman just walking through the crowd, Day of the Dead costumes.
He does get caught a couple times in this spy sequence thing, though.
Yeah, I love the opening sequence to this, which and then it goes right into the title song again, which is Sam Smith this time, and I forget.
Not to be confused with Tucker's Sam Smith.
No, Sam Smith, the artist.
Yes.
What is the dang song called? I forget the name of the song.
Dang nabbit. Is it
Spectre?
Spectre?
No, it's not. It's not the name of the movie. It's something else.
Don't ask us.
Yeah.
We're gonna say Spectre.
So basically, what is going on though is that you find out Bond's on this rogue mission, and he comes back, and they've now, MI6 has now merged with MI5, and there's this big debate on whether or not the 00 program is relevant anymore. So that's where they introduced the guy, Max Denby, he's the head of the Joint Security Service. They start calling him C, which I think is like a dig, actually. Like the way Bond said, he's like, I'm going to call you C. He's like, you don't have to. He's like, nah, I'm going to call you C. I really think that's a real dig.
He gets right back after him.
Yeah.
He does have a good follow-up.
Is C a bad guy in the movies?
No, I just think it's like I thought it was for the see you next Tuesday. That's why I think he was making fun of him. Yeah, I think he's calling
the
him
C word.
Yeah.
What's they use over there?
Am I alone in that? That's a common word over there, right?
That's exactly what I thought.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that's
when I saw it. I was like, C must be a bad guy for these shows.
Oh man.
Sometimes you think too far.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's as simple as saying the F word.
Yeah, I would recommend watching the Bond stuff before getting into these series.
Like the
Probably
old
have
ones.
a better effect on you. Yeah.
Maybe. Well, yeah. I mean,
it'll make seeing some of these characters
a
lot cooler because they've been in the older movies.
Yep. But overall, I really enjoy this one as well. I don't enjoy it as much as Casino Royale or Skyfall, but I do think it's a better movie than Quantum of Solace. And that's also because, I mean, it's 2.5 hours long. You have more time. Now, and I feel like there was even more going on in this movie, so they probably could have added another 20 minutes to this movie. But overall, still, I think really good. What did you guys think?
I liked it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's right on par with the other ones.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as Royale at all.
Yeah.
But a good movie. Yeah. A lot of the same type of sequences.
Yeah.
I also watched them back to back, so they ran together from my brain, which I wouldn't recommend doing, but it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. And I could definitely watch them.
And I was wrong. It's not a skiing sequence, but there is.
I was gonna say I didn't see any.
Dude, I just remembered something in the mountains. I thought it was skiing. It wasn't skiing. But yeah, sorry, I forgot about
okay.
that. Yeah.
You kind of skied.
yeah, you did.
Snow tube, sleigh.
Bobsled.
Like a sleigh.
He bobsledded with wings.
Yeah.
In the new movie, but after this, we gotta guess what we think's gonna happen in the next one.
Yeah, I have that written down.
Skateboard.
We gotta find some sort of chasing.
Jets.
What about you, John? You enjoyed the movie?
I like the movie. I like the villain. I like how who he is, who he ends up being in the whole thing, and
Christopher Waltz is great.
Yeah, he really is good.
Great actor.
I think I'd like to have seen a little bit more of him. But it's really cool that there's a plot to all of it. Like it ties all 4 movies in at the very end of this one.
Yeah. And he's in the trailer for the new one, so I think we'll get to see a little bit of him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But I'm with you. They picked the perfect guy to play this character, man. And he's such a great actor. I mean, he's, if you don't know him, he's that main Nazi, the main Nazi hunter. What do they call him? Oh, man.
Sicario.
From Inglourious Bastards. I forget the nickname they
Not a
had
Nazi
for him.
hunter. He was a Nazi.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was thinking of
In Django, he's the one that frees slaves.
Correct. And then I thought he had a nickname that had something to do with hunting.
It might be the hunter, but it would be like the Jew hunter.
Yeah, shit. I forget. I fucked that up. Excuse me. He's the main Nazi in Inglourious Bastards, and so he plays a great villain.
He's a Holocauster.
Holocaust.
But he's also a good guy. A good guy.
Yes,
and
yes.
If you watch Django, he's really good in that.
Oh yeah, no, he's just a great actor.
Actor all the time.
Yeah.
Brains.
Big time. I don't really have anything else as far as general thoughts. I kind of would just like to get into some spoilers.
It's a little bit slower than the other one.
There are slower moments. I enjoyed that tone as well, though. It's you have the Day of the Dead, which is whatever. But there's a lot of darkness to this movie as well, which I yeah.
There are some questionable things in the movie from me. But.
There's a couple. I will. So as in the last one, I didn't have any dislikes really or whatever. I do have a couple for this one. There's a few things that I was just like, come on, But
got a little Fast and Furious on me.
The chase sequence did get a bit crazy. The one on the mountain you're talking about.
There's a few.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You want to just jump into spoilers? I don't really have any other general thoughts. Yeah. So you talking about the opening chase, the helicopter at the beginning?
Yeah. I don't understand. First off, he loses a lot of his tracking ability in this movie because he's in a parade with seemingly 600,000 people, and he's following this guy from across the street. The guy turns and Bond's just looking at him. He's like, "Oh, okay, oh, there you are."
Yeah,
across 200 people,
and he took his mask off to do this. This still doesn't make any sense.
Right?
To me. He could have left that mask on, and the guy could look right at him. He'd be like, "Oh,
part of the parade. Everyone's dressed
who
in
are you?"
masks.
that is a good point.
You
Why even go up to the hotel? I guess he needed to get up on the roof or whatever. Okay.
Are we doing dislikes right now?
No.
Let's do
likes. Yeah. Sorry.
I love that we get some more insight into Bond's life because, like you said in the last one, I don't know if you mentioned this or not, but the movie was called Skyfall because that is the manor that James Bond's family owned. Mm-hmm. The manor was called Skyfall, and that's kind of where the last ditch shootout happened at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. This one kind of takes where it left off, and when James Bond's parents die, they get a little bit into his foster family, which is really cool because you get to see some of the developmental stuff.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed that about this movie.
Yeah.
But
you got anything? Likes?
What? Oh, what are we doing?
Where are we?
I thought I said the villain in this.
Oh yeah. So
I liked it, and I really like that torture scene. I like how nonchalant he is when he has him strapped to that chair.
When he first meets Blofeld, yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was pretty brutal.
Yes, and he makes the girl watch.
Yeah.
He's like, if I go here, it'll do this, and if I go here, you won't remember what anybody looks like. That's some evil shit.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to kill him necessarily. He wants to get the right part of his brain and make sure no matter who he sees, he doesn't recognize him.
Yeah.
That is real evil.
No, I mean, and there were a lot of moments that I remembered from watching this, because it was announced when they ended filming. Craig was like, "I'm done. I'm not coming back." So there was a lot of anxiety for me in this movie, wondering, is he going to die? Is Bond going to have to make the ultimate sacrifice in this movie? Especially with the introduction of Christoph Waltz, who you find out is Blofeld, who is the head of Spectre, which is the organization that's been behind everything. And Blofeld is the ultimate Bond villain from all the old ones. So for them to bring him out, it's man, you see him. He's wearing the same. It's a more modernized version of what he wore in the older ones.
That jacket was bad.
The jacket was awesome. The white cat was there.
When he was in that desert, I was like, "Yeah, that's a slick jacket."
I love that setting where that they find the whole just them getting there. Everything was a throwback. Them riding on the train, the huge fight with him and Dave Bautista on the train, which was sick.
Did you know that Dave Bautista is 2 inches taller than The Rock?
I don't know.
It's a lot of human.
It's weird to think about because he doesn't portray it that well.
His head would hit my ceiling.
He's 6'6".
It's a big man.
That is a big man. To do that, it was genius to tie that in to his childhood. You find it comes out that Blofeld used to be someone else. I forget what his name was before he became Blofeld, but he was Bond's. Blofeld's father adopted Bond and was his foster father, and he really took to James Bond. So Blofeld kills his father and fakes his own death and disappears. So Bond's whole life, he thinks that he died in an avalanche when really, he was alive plotting.
Like Ubenhausen or some shit.
This entire thing was now. Do you think it was all just because of James Bond? I don't, but I think
he's a psycho.
He was a psycho from the jump. But
his dad should have saw the genius in his son because my man accomplished some things.
Yeah, to him, he created, and this organization is infiltrated every bit of every government. Yeah,
pretty cool.
The crazy. I don't know if they are gonna ever say it, actually say it in these movies. But Spectre stands for. You guys ready for this?
Yes.
The Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and Extortion. That's what Spectre, or at least that's what it did back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, a big mouthful there. I think Spectre just sounds more.
It's like
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I just thought too that the plot, the C, plot twist. You find out not really a plot twist though. Because you see that coming.
Yeah.
Whereas when Mallory gets introduced, you're like, this guy doesn't seem on the up and up, but you find out he is. But in my mind, there was no question that this dude C was a traitor, right?
As soon as he walked in the door.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yep, that's the bad guy.
He's shady.
But it's a plot for global surveillance of everyone, and I'm like, that sounds interesting.
Abuse of power.
Yeah.
I mean,
weird.
Yeah.
I wish
Weird
I
world we're living in right now.
Anybody that pushes that is ready to abuse their power.
I do miss Felix Leiter. We didn't get. They mentioned him, but we didn't get to see Felix Leiter in the last 2 movies. I wish.
Who is that?
Jeffrey Wright, the CIA guy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I wish we would.
That'll be mine. Later.
Oh, sorry.
But no,
I just talking through it or whatever.
Sure. I really enjoyed the place where they went to get Mr. White's daughter.
On the mountain
building was awesome. Yeah. I don't know why there would be a psychology office in a building like that, but
it's for rich people that can go up there and spend that kind of money
and get away.
It was awesome. It's just a cool scene. I would love to see where that building actually is and maybe go there one day.
Yeah, Mr. White's back. You get to see a little bit more of him. Who
rich enough now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who you found out is on the run from Spectre. They poisoned him because he turned against them.
What did you say? Put it in his phone?
Yeah, I looked it up. It's some kind of metal, and so he's slowly poisoning himself every time he's on the phone.
And they had a bunch of rumors about phones slowly killing you.
Yeah,
so they probably played on that.
They got that idea from Jim from The Office, I bet. Nickel in the phone.
Yeah, every day. That was a great one. Yeah. That was a great location too. When he goes to Austria to find Mr. White, I loved it.
Yep,
I love that, man. Do I have any other likes? I'm just trying to think real quick before we move on because there's a lot in here.
I like the relationship between him and
Madeline.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can jump into you want dislikes now. You guys ready for that or?
Sure.
Because I love the relationship too. So just like to piggyback in on that, I love their relationship. I just thought it happened quickly. Like they fell in love fast. Yeah. And I'm just kind of like...
He has that effect on people.
He does have that effect. And there is the line that Blofeld says, like, if anybody's going to love you, it's going to be her because her father was an assassin, right? So there's that whole thing. So, like, I get it, but just it felt fast to me. So, like...
She said.
This is going to sound very, very materialistic.
Okay.
But did her teeth bother anyone else?
Nope. Okay. I thought she was beautiful. She had a small gap, I think, in between her.
Oh, yeah, she was very beautiful. Very beautiful. But when they're on the train and they're talking, that's all I could see. I was just like...
straight in.
These British people and their teeth, man.
She's not British, actually. She's French.
Well, how brain she is.
Idiot.
She has a French accent. Her real name is
Her
Lee.
mouth was British.
Oh, my goodness. So we'll just stick on Madeline for a minute. There was one moment too where they first meet and she's playing like the hard to get, and they're at the room at that hotel. And she's like, "Don't even try it," basically. And she shuts the see-through curtain, and that's the only bit that's shut.
And then lays down. That's only the front of the bed.
Yeah,
she lays down and it's completely open on that side.
And lays down fully clothed and falls asleep fully clothed, but then wakes up in this skimpy nightgown, which I'm not complaining about, but it's like
it's funny you say that's one of that's the stupid little innuendo stuff that minuscule stuff that I see. Stuff like that, like filming mistakes.
What did she take her clothes off?
That's the very first thing I said.
I was wearing a dislike now.
Yeah.
Is that a Mr. Deeds I Change You Ever So Gently scene right there?
Yeah, very sneaky.
Yeah, she fell asleep drunk and then he's on a different bottle of booze and she's in a whole new outfit.
Right, because how else does that happen? Right? You know what I mean?
Sleepwalking, get dressed in front of
getting a little rapey.
I don't know. That it's just to call it a dislike is a stretch, but it was just like noticeable.
It's a mistake. It's a mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, dislikes. You're talking about taking the mask off. That's wild to me that he took it off.
Yeah.
I really when they were. What?
I was like, he can't do surveillance in a mask. Well,
keep it.
Sitting there.
Keep it.
Yeah.
You needed it to get there. You're gonna need it to leave. It's like I got the pass to the elevator. Get on the elevator. Throw the pass away. You gotta get back down, man.
Sorry, I derailed you. Go.
The helicopter scene. He gets in the helicopter. He's fighting the bad guys, and then he starts attacking the pilot. What are you doing, man?
Listen, I get you. But that's true James Bond fashion. Like, he fights... You remember at the beginning of GoldenEye, right? When he escapes and the plane goes off the cliff and you're like, oh shit. But then, last second it comes back up. I was like, to me, that's a throwback to GoldenEye. Because it's like, he has this insane fight in this helicopter. You're like, there's no way this thing's not crashing. and then at the last minute it's going down, and you're like,
It's
well, the
whole thing. I'm like, why find him?
Yeah,
just be cordial.
Kill that guy first.
Right.
Yeah. I love that the tight fight scene inside the helicopter. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the hand to hand is pretty cool.
Yeah,
and all of it, like it seems
especially
realistic.
the one with Batista. That's a really good fight. That
I do.
It
love
looks
Batista.
like, yeah, and it looks like that. I don't know. They did a good job choreographing that fight. They did
On the train.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it was awesome. But just in that situation, that goes into one of my biggest criticisms of the movie, and it might be because I've watched them back to back.
Yeah.
Like I said, don't recommend. There were too many scenes where they tried to make it seem like Bond was dying, and after like the third or fourth, I was like, all right, he's not gonna die. Like, the suspense thing isn't gonna work all the time.
But you also know that because the new one's coming out, right? Like
yes and no, because a lot of these are happening like right in the middle or the beginning of a movie or in
fair,
a chase scene.
Fair.
Like it's the third chase scene where he's got a gun to his head and he's hanging by one hand. It's like, all right, we get it. You're not gonna die.
You think knowing, like, had you not known the new one's coming out, right?
No.
At the end, do you think there's a possibility he could have died?
Yeah.
Could you have been watching that and been like, oh no?
No.
And when he's in the chair.
The chair, or just the last scene in MI6 going through the underneath where it's all wired to explode.
I had a conversation with Julie about this because
Did she watch it with you?
no, but I just wanted to mention it to her so I didn't forget. And talking through it helps me remember stuff like this.
Yeah.
But I was critical of the fact that they're pushing the suspense and you know nothing's going to happen, and it's not because of that situation. Because I love superhero movies. They do it in superhero movies, and I know they're not going to die.
True.
But if you do it too much, it takes away from it for me.
Okay.
So it's not the suspense that you know he's going to live. It's that they just emphasize it in this movie, I feel.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, I'm not criticism free of this movie.
No,
it has its moments where like you can look at it and be like, come on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Do you have dislikes? Did you say it already?
No, I don't. And maybe I missed something at the beginning. But so the Quantum of Solace ends. No, I'm sorry. Skyfall ends with the new M in there and with a newfound appreciation for Bond. Right? They like each other. This one starts. I feel like he doesn't like Bond at all.
Well, because Bond went to Mexico and blew up a fucking building on his own.
Right, but it was
He didn't know he was there doing that.
Right, but it's on.
I'd be a little pissed too.
Yeah, I get that, but it's not. I don't know. He doesn't have any proof of necessarily that happening. I mean, he just knows that. I'm just like it's the very first incident you've ever had with the guy, and you're grounding him. He's been doing this for years and saved lives in your life and everybody's in the town and the world 10 times over. One thing happens right here that you probably know he's doing it for a good reason, and you're suspended. We're not helping you. It just sets up the whole movie for him to be up against it.
Could also be for show. I mean, he's getting pressure.
I know it makes sense for the movies, like with Q and some of them guys and tracking them and not getting support, and it creates some of the storyline. But I feel like it's like striking out on your first strike.
Yeah.
When you go strike one, you're out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's never done this guy wrong, and M has previous M was with him for years through stuff. Yeah. He's already seen firsthand that Bond has the company's best interest at heart, even though it looks like at times he doesn't. This is the first scenario ever that he's dealing with this firsthand, and he doesn't even give him the benefit of the doubt. Fool me once, shame on you, kind of thing. Like he immediately goes, "Nope, you're out."
I see your point. You think like he'd be like, "Hey, look, help me out because this guy's coming here to grill my ass.
Right.
What's going on? Like,
right.
Give me
something to say to him."
Yeah, I see your point.
Or even look, I'm going to suspend you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that, where he's got Q, who's the smartest person in the world, doing all the logistical stuff, and okay, he didn't want to give him the Aston Martin, but maybe make a second one for him, or he doesn't give him any support at all, which they just create this huge distance between the two of them right away, and it's a very small thing compared to some of the shit that Bond has done. That's like a very small thing. One guy dies, nobody really dies in an explosion.
Yeah,
and it's for a reason. Like he doesn't even give him a chance. I don't know. I didn't like how he hated him right away.
I feel you.
To make a long story short, John didn't like that he hated him right away.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
The only other thing that I really could point to in this is that the car chase was sick with the Aston Martin and the Jaguar when Hanks is chasing him.
I thought that was cool.
The car chase was sick.
I love that car.
But you didn't hear it. Like, they were playing this deafening music over the car chase. At a car chase, I want to hear the engine. Mm-hmm. I want to hear the tires screech. And I want to hear that. The cars almost looked like they were gliding. And let me hear it. I want to hear this. Yeah. It looked good, but I just want to hear it. You know,
some of it is CGI. You can see it in there. You can just see the color, especially that Jaguar XJ220. That thing is nice, but there's definitely a couple scenes where you're like,
that Aston Martin is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, that Aston Martin is beautiful.
1 of 12.
Favorite scenes, lines. We move on. You guys good with dislikes? You want to move on? Yeah. Favorite line, favorite scene. What do you got?
My favorite line is Batista's only line.
Shit.
That's my favorite line in the whole fucking movie. I swear to God. He ties that chain around him and he finally realizes that's the only thing he says the whole movie. He's like, shit. Right out the damn train.
Bond held his own fighting him too. Yeah. That was an insane fight. And I loved that she got knocked out, came in, and then fucking stood up with him and shot his ass, man. Maybe that's another. Like, all those things, I guess, played to them falling in love. I don't know. Like, Bond's dead without her shooting him in the arm there, right? I mean,
100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
100%.
I don't like that they fell in love though, because I was getting real used to James Bond being cold-hearted, and I was like in love again. Kind of sucks for me, for the character.
Okay,
but whatever. Okay.
He never said I love you back.
Well, he was unconscious.
Yeah. Said he can't forget her.
But you know he does.
I don't. So the line I'm thinking about right now, I don't think it's this movie.
What's the line?
Good line.
Are you gonna kill him? And he said, "Somebody usually dies."
That's the other one. That's the last.
Skyfall.
I think that's Quantum of Solace.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Is it Skyfall?
Yeah, Skyfall. So he's at the bar. I love that line though.
Yeah. That's
he's
one
at
of my
the
favorite
bar
lines.
with the girl, and he sits her back down. He's like, "Are you gonna kill him?"
Yeah.
You seem awfully confident you're gonna kill him. He's like, well, "One of you is gonna die."
Because she's terrified of Silva. Yeah.
That is a good line.
Yeah, that is a good line. Yes. One of my favorites, because after watching it first time, I didn't notice a line that really grabbed me. But today, because I watched them fairly close together, I just skimmed Skyfall. Like, I was just back through it, and then a little bit of Spectre, back through seeing it. But at the beginning, when M is grilling Bond about what he just did in Mexico, and M's like, I gotta explain to this guy what you like, blah 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 blah, and Bond goes, "You're right, sir. You have got a tricky day ahead of you." I thought that was great, just pure smart. Listen, I did it. You gotta cover up for me, so I can keep doing what I gotta do. I thought that was good, man. And scenes. I mean, there are a lot of great scenes in this movie. I can't point to just one, man.
How in the hell did that whole entire intelligence base blow up off of one tiny little watch? Does it show a bunch of tanks floating around?
That's a great point too. I remember having that same thought, John. For them to escape, she throws the watch, it blows up. There's got to be
a small explosion and then a big explosion.
Right.
I mean, the whole place blows up. The same with the helicopter. Same with the helicopter when it flies into the mansion. But at least the helicopter is full of gas, and the place was already on fire.
Yeah, that was a little exaggerated.
Extremely exaggerated.
Yeah.
But this, it's like if.
All right, let's do direct.
If I was just because the only way I can finish.
I had that same thought, but
if you're going to do that, for me, again, this is a little shit that I see, but if they're going to do that, because they show a lot of the building with him walking up around.
Shots
well, I'm talking about inside. They show, walk around and show him some of it, and there's a lot of computer stuff there, and it needs to be cooled. Like if it was me, I would show nitrogen tanks that are keeping rooms cold or something something that would explain. Why in the hell that? I mean, the watch was a little tiny explosion, and then all of a sudden they walk out, and the whole place
is going up.
It completely blows up. That's a huge building.
Yeah,
well, I don't. It gives you no cues to why, other than the fact that it's a movie.
I'm with you.
Why it would blow up.
I'm with you. I had the same thought.
I didn't mean to get.
No, we're there. It's fine. Yeah, I remember having the same thought.
This is little thing to miss.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did they show something that I just didn't see?
Right. Was there a huge tank in the middle that I didn't see as they were walking around?
You just got.
This is our giant gas tank.
It's all propane in here.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I didn't like real quick the part where the drills are going into the head and she runs over and kisses him. That's a tiny drill. Why don't you just try to stop it? She's leaning in as it's going into his neck.
No, it's already out.
I don't know.
The drill on his head, on the side of his head, to make him forget who she was. That drill's already out.
No, but then another one activates, and they like console her, and she goes and sits back down as it activates. Like I figured she would have tried.
You mean
to stop it somehow.
when they both come out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the only reason that happens is because she's taking that watch back.
Well, yeah, that's fair. But in my head,
I know what you mean. Though.
So I think this movie.
She definitely could have like ripped that bitch apart. I mean, she's badass as she said.
It didn't have a real emotional tie for me. And it didn't have any twists. Nothing that made me go, oh man, because we knew the bad guy was a bad guy immediately.
That was supposed to be the twist.
Yeah, right. It sucks that they didn't deliver that.
Their relationship was kind of a twist.
And there wasn't a death that made me go, it sucks. Like M in the last one, at least you had that to be sad about. But this, there wasn't anything really to be sad about.
There isn't even a death, really.
Right.
Other than that new director.
So give me, what?
Other than that new director, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
See
yeah.
it. See
See
it.
that guy.
Yeah.
But so I want some of that.
Yeah.
Give me some emotional tie, or give me something to be angry about, or something to be happy
Some
about.
feels.
I want to be surprised, angry, and happy. Those are my things.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
If I,
If I can laugh and cry.
yeah. So
watch.
if
Whoa, Ben! First time.
Oh, shit!
No.
No.
Is that your first time?
It is, but so if I'm going to change anything, it's only like my dislikes. I tone down the music during the car chase. I add a little bit more to them falling in love, so I just buy it a little bit more.
Yeah, you got a little
and
backstory.
Just a little more of them, you know, and the nightgown thing. Just show her taking her clothes off.
Yeah.
If she's not going to be, if
Whoever-
she's not nude, obviously it's a PG-13.
Nude.
But show her, like, if she's gonna lay down and wake up like that, for whatever reason, it just bugged me a little bit.
Show
Like,
him change
the
the
trans.
watch
I'm
his
fine with her in the nightgown. It's the how does she get there?
Yeah.
That's
This one had like I don't know, they should call it something, like the Fast and the Furious effect where you feel like you have to top your last one. When if your last one was good, just be the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Avengers felt like they had to top the last one. They just did the same
Changed
thing.
the way they did it, but did
Right.
the same thing. Right?
So I think this suffered a lot from, last one was big, we got to be bigger in this one.
I think you know what's funny you say that is when I was just looking up what the like IMDb average was and the Rotten Tomatoes, one of the things like the Rotten Tomatoes description is action driven. Like this movie is driven by the action, you know. And I love where it ends, right? Because again, here I am thinking this is Craig's last one, right? And it ends with that scene on the bridge. Blofeld is down. Bond's got him at gunpoint. You've got M on one side of the bridge, the job. You've got Madeline on the other side of the bridge. The woman who loves him, he loves her. Chance at happiness. And he's in the middle, right? And it's like, it's the choice. What choice do you make? Like, you know, and he makes the choice to have a life after this, right? Like, to me, that was like, he made it, right? Like, Bond did everything, and he made it.
That could be the last movie.
Yes. Yeah. So I was happy with where it ended.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want, we can just segue right into.
I wanted to say something real quick though.
Oh, please.
Can we make this an acronym for movies that are sequels that just feel like they put too much into it to try to be better than the first and ruined it? And we'll call it Diesel.
Diesel.
They dieseled that movie all up. Like if they try to put more action into it, they really dieseled that.
They
movie.
VD'd it.
Is that good?
Sure.
Call it Diesel?
We'll diesel it,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right.
So yeah, you said you wanted to talk about what we think is going to happen in the next one, right?
Yes.
So that where it ends on the bridge for me was like when that ended, the conversation was who's the next James Bond, and I swear to you guys, I'll swear on anything. And I told my brother this when this ended. This is what I wanted them to do with the next one, because we found out what we did about James Bond. He's actually a person. The name James Bond is a person. It's not a cover name. Let him retire. Let him retire and let James Bond retire and be happy, because he has literally sacrificed everything for the good of the country / the world, right? And he found someone who gets him and understands him. He has a chance at that. So let that be what it is, and then you transition into a new character. They could have introduced, this is a little director's hat too. You introduce a new 00.
Yeah.
You introduce a new 00 in Spectre. They even reference 009, right? So you introduce that 00, and then now you actually meet that character, and then now you have a new 007, but you don't have a new James Bond, and then it doesn't have to be about anything. Who's the next James Bond? No, dude, we've had Bond for over 50 years.
We don't need another James Bond.
Give me somebody new.
He's done it.
I was like, make it anybody. I don't give a shit what they look like, man, woman, color, it doesn't matter. But like, let James Bond retire and be happy, and give me something new. Take the franchise fucking anywhere. And I swear to you, I said this in 2015 when Spectre came out, and part of me thinks that could be what's happening, because I think the plot
So
is...
you got guessing and what you want to happen. So we'll do that. What do you think's going to happen, and then what do you want to happen? You just kind of did that both.
Sorry,
I
I'm hyped up about this, because when this happened, and then they showed that first trailer, and they show like, oh shit, you see the black girl in the new movie, like in the trailer, you're like, oh, there's another 00. Like, could this be the new?
Trailer, yeah.
Oh, you haven't seen the trailer? So I think the plot is Bond is like, he's retired and he has to come back for something, but it's already another 00 out there. I'm wondering if she's actually 007 or if she's got another number. Like, how is it all going to work?
But you can't be the same number.
Well, if he's retired, then 007 is available. That's what I mean. So,
not in the ratings. You will not wear 20 or 52.
Anyway, that's what I think is. I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. Honestly, and I hope that's what does happen. Like, Bond has to come back for whatever reason. Okay, I really hope he gets the end that he deserves. You know. Anyway, so that's part director's hat, part whatever. Yeah.
All right, director's hat. This is what I think should happen.
And No Time to Die.
In the new one.
Right.
I think what's going to happen, we'll do that one first. I think Bond dies. The only thing that makes sense to me, and if he doesn't die, and what I'm about to say doesn't happen, I'll be a little disappointed. Okay. Just kill him off. If he doesn't want to be in the franchise anyway, kill him. If I'm the director here, and I can convince Daniel Craig's bisexual ass to just stay on for a little longer, I would have him become the villain in this movie. Somehow MI6 kills the girl he's in love with, he joins up with his brother and starts running Spectre, and then the new agent, the young and upcoming agent, has to transition into fighting against the old Bond. And I know you don't want to do that because you love James Bond, but that would make it really interesting for me, outside looking in, going, this guy who's done everything for king and country his whole life, gave up everything, they wind up screwing him, he joins the side of the bad guys, and now he's fighting against the up-and-comer. So you get X amount of movies of them trying to actually kill the original James Bond.
I don't want to see him become a bad guy.
I would love it. I would love it. But what I think's going to happen, I think he's just going to die because he deserves it. Not Bond, but Daniel Craig for not wanting to be in the movies. Great job. Loved it. Good series. But kill him off. Make me feel something. I haven't felt anything in the last 2 movies.
Oh, I'll feel something.
And bring him back.
I do think he might die too. I'm a little worried about that.
All right. I don't think he's going to die. I think they named the movie No Time to Die for that exact reason.
Okay.
I think that his brother.
Okay.
What I like and what I think are probably relatively close. I think his brother's going to come and find a way to get to him.
Blofeld?
He's going to be retired or whatever, off somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And Blofeld, because of the reach that he has, is going to find a way to get to him. Mm-hmm. And he's going to take the one thing that he has, and that's that girl. Mm-hmm. And
right at the dentist office.
And what?
She's probably at the dentist office.
At this point, she has Invisalign in there. She's all fixed. He gets to her, ends up reaching back out to M, saying, "Look, maybe even use that No Time to Die line. Like, what happened to her? Blah blah blah. Whatever. I need to get back in. Well, we got a new 007. That's how that person is introduced. He comes back as just like, not a 00 anymore. He's obviously not going to be the agent. That's how you're going to be introduced to this new agent, because he's going to want to come back and get vengeance on his brother, and that's his last straw. This is the person who I didn't get before. I thought you guys were going to be able to handle it. I gave him to you on a silver platter. I didn't kill him there. I chose to retire. You didn't want me to be in there anyway, and then you guys failed me. And he came and killed the one thing that I had left again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, wouldn't it be cool if MI6 killed the biddy so they could bring him back? Like
That
we
would,
need him.
that would be a twist. You
Talk
find
about
out this
twist,
whole,
yeah.
you find out the whole
Boom,
time.
and boom, James Bond finds out at the end, becomes the villain.
The whole time, the guy M has been the leader of the Spectre.
Yeah. Yeah, all good stuff, man. I just know I'm super excited to see it.
Me too.
We kind of skipped it and went right into our theories, but do you guys want to score Spectre?
Let's score it.
We gotta score Spectre.
That's what the Spectre had on. He was going crazy.
Yeah, we're wild for a minute.
He didn't understand the power under this thing.
Yeah, it really
Get
gives
you going.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
gets you going.
Okay, scores.
7-5.
Okay.
7-1.
Better not say no score.
Do you want me to say 7-5?
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna go 8.7 for this.
Oh my, didn't want to go that.
8.7.
And you would hate to see Bond as a villain.
I would hate it.
Would you hate him to see dead?
I'd hate to see him as a villain more.
Oh man, wouldn't it be cool though?
No.
Even
Not the
if
guy that's devoted his whole life
No, it
to
wouldn't,
the good.
it wouldn't make any sense.
It would be
in
so
any-
out of character.
That's what I'm saying. The way I just explained it. They killed a girl to get him back in action. He goes into action. He's training a new guy. The new guy shows a lot of promise. They take down Spectre, but right before they kill the brother, he pulls up some video that it was MI6 that killed his girl in the first place. He gets all pissy. Then the new agent and him have a little shootout.
It's hard to look at him as a villain at that point.
That's
That's what
there's
happens.
already kind of been
We already
that
know
guy,
it goes
though.
both ways.
Yeah.
The guy in the last one was that guy.
Yeah.
Was that character? They had that character dynamic.
The author behind all your pain. That's a great line too. All right. Well, that's it. Scores are locked in. Predictions are locked in. Next week, Obvi, No Time to Die. Almost 3 hours long. So excited about that.
I'm not that excited about it.
I'm very excited.
I did feel like this one was long.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
This one was took too long.
Also, you guys want to do the comedy draft next week too?
Sure.
Okay. All right. No Time to Die. And we're going to be drafting another Ultimate Blockbuster Night of comedies. Okay? Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
No games, because I think we're a little long already. But like, share, subscribe. We appreciate your support. We love you. Thank you. And let us know what you think about the
Real talk,
franchise
real
and
movies, yeah,
the
real
series as
listen.
well.
Real
Go.
life, for real hype, you feel different. Underrated, appreciated, or barely made it. You let us know at Law Bay, yeah, you really hate it. And Christmas like in the past, he thought it going better. And like Jess, it didn't show up, and we gon' let her. It's real talk, no theoretical, though it ain't invisible, man. It's so dependable, damn. You can't see him if it's dark or bright. Ask Chris with his Miller Lite. Or Blockbuster is so good, right? Candyman or Tony Dodd or Holy God. I mean the devil all the time, we're released alive. Apocalypto, go against the grain like your boy Adam, who drink Jack like Jungle Land and Nick Mullins. Educators, tell us what you know about him. Is it bad or good like Peanut Butter Falcon? Special guests like Danny D and Dave Arnold. Let us look to the future, event horizon. In real life, the movie will never stop. Till it does, we drop and there's no getting up. Until then, subscribe and they let you know the tops. Only way to know for sure is to watch. So shut up and drink your pops, your soda and corn pops, and listen to the real life movie talk. Movie talk. I'm isolated like the lady in black, and I seek revenge for these movies that whack.